What's up guys, Jeremy Scott here. Today we're going to go over some stretching and some mobility. This is low impact. This is nice and easy on the joints. So all you need to do is get yourself a little mat here and follow along. This is a short, fast, easy and basic little routine. You can do this in the beginning of your day to start your day, just to kind of get the blood flowing, get some oxygen going to your brain, get your body moving a little bit. Or you can do this at the beginning of a workout as a little bit of a warm-up, or you can do this post-workout as a little bit of a cool down. So we're going to start exactly as I'm sitting, okay? And we're going to take both feet and put your feet together, okay? We like to call this the butterfly stretch. Grab onto your toes and hold your feet together. And you're going to flare those knees out. And we're going to open up those hips, okay? The goal is, obviously, as I'm still working on my flexibility myself, is eventually you want to be able to get this part of your leg all the way down to the ground, which I'm still working on myself. So it's not about being perfect, because nobody's perfect. It's about being consistent and making the effort. So this is a really good one for the hips. Helps you to just open up those hips. So as you do this stretch here, make sure that you're not slouching forwards and letting that head drop. Okay, that's not the goal or the purpose of this stretch here. So once again, just holding on to those feet. Okay, and make sure your feet aren't too far out in front of you. If you don't have the flexibility, that's fine. Eventually, you want to be able to get these feet closer towards your hips. Okay, and flare those knees out. Keep that chest up high, shoulders back. Take some nice deep breaths, and as you're breathing, you want to focus on just relaxing your muscles. Okay, no tension there in the muscles, no tension there in that neck. Flare those knees out. And you'll feel some opening in the hips. You'll feel a stretch in your inner thigh right here in your groin area, and that's what we're looking for. Try to sit up straight. Okay, keep that chest out. As we sit in this stretch, you might forget and you might slowly start slouching back into that bad posture. Okay, that's not what we're doing right here and right now. We're just opening up the hips and sitting up nice and straight. And that's for the inner thighs there. If you want to, sometimes I like to grab onto the ankles, use my elbows, and I can push those thighs down a little bit more. Puts a little bit more tension down on those thighs. All right. So that's for the inner thighs. We're going to move on to our next stretch, which is our hamstrings. Okay. These are very tight on so many people, including myself. However, it has gotten better over time. So we're going to start with just our basic hamstring stretch, both hamstrings at the same time. As you do this stretch, most common mistake I see here, as we reach forward, okay, our toes go forward and the feet go forward. Okay, that's not what we want. If your ankle's going in this direction and your foot's going in this direction, you're just completely defeating the purpose of the stretch here. So for this one, step one, pull that foot all the way back. No bending in the knee, okay? You don't want to bend the knee. We're going to reach forward as far as possible, okay? Do not bend the knees here. So I don't want you to reach forwards at the cost of bending your knees. If you can touch your toes without compromising anything else, then that's great, okay? That means you got good hamstring flexibility, all right? The goal is to be able to grab the toes. Once again, just do a little check here. Make sure your knee is not bending, and make sure your foot's not going forwards. Okay, don't grab your toes at the cost of bending your knees. We want legs straight, so you should actually be flexing your quads here. And if you can't grab your toes, grab what you can. Grab your knees, grab your shins, grab your ankles, whatever you can. But once again, Do not bend those knees. If you catch those knees starting to bend, just go ahead and correct it and reset yourself. Straighten out those legs. Okay, flex those quads. Okay, take those feet and toes and curl them back towards your face so you can get maximum flexibility in those hamstrings there. Now we're gonna go ahead and reach forwards as far as you can. If you can't grab the toes, that's perfectly okay. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. As long as you stretch consistently, you're gonna get more flexibility over time. Grab onto those toes, and in this position here, what we're looking for is relax your neck, okay? A lot of times when we do this stretch here, we get tension right here in the neck. Okay, I see this one a lot. It's like this, right? So now we're doing good by stretching our hamstrings, but we're doing bad because we're creating tension in your neck muscles. So that's not what we want. Loosen up, tuck that chin, and let your head get heavy and drop down. Okay, the body's a kinetic chain. Everything's connected from your big toe to the top of your head. Everything affects everything. So ankles, toes back, straight legs. Reach forwards, chin tuck, drop that head down. Nice deep stretch. Sometimes the neck will start to create more tension. It starts to tighten back up and the head starts to come up. Don't do that. Keep that head down. Nice deep breaths here. Don't hold your breath while you stretch. Take nice deep breaths. Let that body relax. Long inhale. Long, slow exhale. And let that body relax. Long inhale. Long exhale like you're blowing out a straw. Keep those toes peeled back. Another thing to keep in mind is make sure that your feet are not externally rotated. Okay, that's another imbalance that we see there, is we see the feet going out and getting external rotated. Okay, so we want to keep those feet straight. We're going to go out and drop on them. Very nice. So that's our hamstring stretch. So next hamstring stretch, we're going to go into one hamstring at a time. Okay? So we're going to bend this knee and we're going to bring this leg out. Okay? And you're going to bring that toe back. Also, every time you stretch the hamstrings, you want to have that toe back. Right? So you're going to put your left leg out, right leg is bent. Your foot is against the inside of your thigh. And we're going to take your left hand and reach onto your left toe. Okay? Now from here, we're going to take your right arm, okay? And you're going to bring that right arm over your head. Okay? Drop that head down, and we're going to reach over. Nice deep breaths here. Left hand onto the left toes. Once again, if you can't grab the toes, it's perfectly okay. Grab your knee, grab your shin, grab your ankle, whatever you can grab. Keep stretching, keep getting your mat, keep showing up. Over time, you're going to get more flexible. So grab onto those toes, take that right arm and reach it over the head. We're going to get a nice stretch in your lats and your upper back here. Relax that neck, no tension there in the neck. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, exhale, and relax. Continue with that breathing. Don't hold your breath. I'm going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Very nice. And we're going to switch sides here. Right leg is out. Left foot is going into the right thigh. Take those toes. Pull those toes all the way back. And as we do the stretch, let's say you can't grab onto your toes, and let's say you can only grab your shin. Okay, and make sure this knee doesn't start bending, and make sure that your foot doesn't start floating forwards. Okay, this is the most uncomfortable part is keeping the quad flexed, okay, and keeping this leg nice and straight, completely locked out, and that ankle's going to be back. It's the most uncomfortable. This is why we start to relax during the stretch and go in the opposite direction that we don't want to. Okay, we want to get a nice, effective hamstring stretch here. Flex that quad. As we flex the quad, by the quad contracting, it's going to help to stretch the hamstring. So we're going to reach forwards, grab onto those toes, take that left arm and reach over the head, relax that neck. Nice deep stretch here. If you can keep this knee on the ground, that's even better. Avoid this knee coming up here. Get that knee nice and flat on the ground. And reach. Big inhale. Long exhale, like you're blowing out of a straw, and relax. Continue with the breathing. And as you inhale, you should feel your rib cage expanding a little bit. Inhale through the belly. Long exhale. Very good. So we got our hamstrings. Next we're moving on to our quads. Okay, that's right here, top of the leg. So we're going to lean back onto your right elbow. And we're going to grab your left ankle. Okay, left ankle is going to come all the way back. So on this stretch, very important pointer here. Make sure that your ankle is not in this position here. Most common mistake I see on this is the foot stays like this. I want you to grab that foot and I want you to pull it all the way back. So you should be sitting on the top of your foot. So on your right elbow, and you're stretching your left quad. Lean on the right elbow, stretch the left quad here. Okay, if your knee can't get to the ground like this, that's okay. If you're not flexible, if you can't get all these stretches down the first time, that's perfectly okay. Be patient, you gotta start somewhere. Keep in mind, a couple of years ago, I was extremely tight. I did years and years and years of bodybuilding workouts and did no flexibility, no mobility. So my muscles just got extremely tight and I started getting a lot of injuries, which is why I started incorporating so many stretches into my workout routine. And since doing that, I feel so much better. So I'm glad that you're able to join me today with these stretches because these are going to benefit you so much. Knee should be to the ground. If your knee is up like this, that's okay. Eventually, we'll be able to get your knee to the ground, and then eventually we'll be able to lie down flat on our backs. But you should feel this stretch right through the front of your quad, even in the front of your hip. Okay, flare this knee to the ground. Relax that neck. Nice deep breaths here. Long exhale. You gotta breathe. A couple more. One more last deep breath. Long inhale. Long exhale. Hold that ankle for support. Slowly bring that leg back. Anytime you're in these stretch positions, you want to move slowly. Pay attention to how you move because your joints, I like to say, they're in a vulnerable position and it's easy to strain something or pull something or get injured. Yes, you can get injured stretching, so you want to make sure you're doing things correctly here. Left elbow on the ground. We're going to grab our right ankle and we're going to pull that ankle back in the same manner that we did on the other side. Okay? If this knee is stuck up here like this because you're so tight, that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. As you notice, I have I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not, but I have a heater right here on me, a little mini portable heater. I like to be a little bit warm while I stretch. Feels better. If not, some stretching better than no stretching at all. But a heater is highly recommended for this. Take this knee, bring it to the ground if possible. Hold on to that ankle. Left elbow on the ground, stretching our right quad. Head back and relax that neck, and we're going to take a few deep breaths here in this position. Let that quad muscle just relax. Long inhale, long exhale. Long inhale. Feel the rib cage expand. Long exhale. Big inhale. Long exhale. Couple more. Very nice, nice work here. Now, we're gonna go ahead and move into some stretches for the glutes here, all right? So we're gonna go into the pigeon stretch, which is one of my favorites. So we're gonna take our left leg, we're gonna bring it across the body, and we're gonna take our right leg, and we're gonna extend it out. Some people, when they do this stretch, it looks harder than it actually is. A lot of times when people see this position, what I get from people a lot as I take them through these stretches is they look at me and they say, what? How am I gonna get in that position? But once you start moving into this position and get your body parts where they need to be, everything's fine. So this leg is here. It should be going across your body, okay? This leg is here, extend it out. So you're gonna take your toe, and you're going to use this toe, you're going to reach out and then pull your knee back. Reach out, pull your knee back, reach out, pull it back, and keep moving back. Biggest mistake on this stretch is this right here. Okay, we're not relaxed in the position that we should be. Okay, this knee, this right knee is off the ground and it should not be. As you can see, I can move it up and down. There's tension, we're not relaxing. We're going to get this leg out behind us. This is a good stretch. Okay, really getting the glutes here. I'm also stretching out the hips on my opposite side, which is amazing. Okay, get this leg out as far as you can. I don't want your foot like this. I want your foot out. Okay, let's relax. Now, get those elbows out in front of you. Reach those arms out. Relax your forehead on the ground. Nice deep breaths here. Inhale. Long exhale here. Inhale. And exhale. As you inhale, breathe in through the belly. Let the rib cage expand. And exhale. Couple more. Inhale. And exhale. Another deep breath. One more. Give it all you got. Make sure these arms are extended out in front so you get a little bit of a stretch there in your lats and upper back. Next, we're going to switch. Go ahead and come on up. Make your way back up nice and slow. Take your time as you move through these positions. Now we're going to take your right leg. Okay, we're going across the body, not here. I don't want you sitting on your calf. Okay, it's another common mistake I see on the stretch is we're sitting on the calf. We don't want that. I want your leg going across as much as possible. Get into this position here, okay? If you can't do it good yet today, that's okay. Don't expect to. If you haven't been stretching, expect to be tight. Expect to feel very uncomfortable. If you want it to get better, then you just got to keep practicing and keep showing up. Okay? It's perfectly okay. You got to start somewhere. And we got to dedicate and commit a little bit of time if we want to get somewhere with this. If we want to get something out of this, we've got to dedicate some time and be consistent. You can't have something for nothing. If we want more flexibility, then we got to give something in return, right? We got to give up some of our time, spend some time stretching. Back leg is extended. If you're up here like this, if you're all up high and tight, we need to get stretched out and extend. So we're going to take this foot, reach out, reach out, reach out. Keep moving this out, not up here. Get that foot out and relax. This foot's going across, stretching out that right glute, stretching out that left hip flexor. Elbows out in front. We're going to go ahead and extend those arms. Nice deep breaths here. Relax the forehead. Long inhale. Long exhale. Fully inhale. As you inhale, you should be able to feel your ribs, your rib cage should be expanding, okay? Couple more. Extend those arms out in front, get that stretch in those lats right here. Reach out. Last deep breath, give it all you got. Alright. Amazing work today. Your legs should be feeling pretty good right now. You should be feeling nice and stretched out here. We stretched our quads, we stretched our glutes, we stretched our hips a little bit, we stretched our hamstrings, and we stretched our calves. So if you guys like this video, if you benefited from it, hopefully you did it as a morning, to get your day started, or you did it as a cool down, or you did it as right before your workout even. But you gotta stretch. You can't skip stretching. If you don't stretch, you will get injured. Eventually, you might be able to get away with it for a while, even a long time, but eventually it's gonna catch up to you and you will get injured. Your body's gonna be out of balance, so you have to stretch. But if you did like this and you did benefit from it, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button down below. Share this video to your friends, your relatives, somebody who doesn't have a lot of time but you want to get them moving and get them active, or if your friend's an athlete, you think they need to stretch, share this video and comment below. Okay, I'd love to hear your thoughts and some feedback from you guys. If you guys have any questions, you can just comment below as well. Jeremy Scott, out.